Oh my God, that's so awkward to listen to.
Oh, it's the worst.
Makes me want to die.
This is Underage Grandparents. I'm Matty Acton. This is my wife, Esther Acton. We became grandparents in our 30s, and that's what this podcast is about. Our granddaughter, raising our small children, and trying to stay married. We promise that this will make you feel normal. Make sure you stick around through today's episode because we're going to relive some audio from one of the most horrific moments. A fight I had with a big Australian celebrity. It's resurfaced because of another podcast, and we're going to play that to you probably in about 15 minutes, so stick around.
You are 38 years old today.
It is my birthday, correct?
It's your birthday. Yeah. And you're not one to celebrate, really, are you?
No, what did you say to me? It's your birthday and you're annoying.
I think I said all men are annoying. I don't think I just said you, but
No, but that's
but I
what
was
me.
generalizing, yeah. Because I just find it so frustrating that you don't want to do anything for your birthday. You don't want to celebrate it in any way. You actually said to me, let's just have leftovers for dinner.
Okay, no. So today's my birthday. Yesterday, your mum and dad came over for dinner.
Yes, they did.
And we had a cake for me, which was lovely. The
Yes.
kids sung happy birthday and everything.
Yes. And then you said,
The night before, we had my sisters over for dinner as well.
yes.
And we had a cake then and sung
Yes.
happy birthday. And when I went to bed last night, I was so bloated and just because I can't help myself, I had 3 pieces of cheesecake. I said, can we please not do another cake for my birthday tomorrow?
Yeah.
I've had enough. I appreciate what you've done for me.
Yeah. And that's fine. I wasn't going to get another cake for today. But the fact that you've got footy practice tonight, so
Yeah.
we're not doing like a big dinner or anything. You're just so blasé. You told me not to get you anything at all. And then you were like, oh, you could buy the footy tickets. But like that's something we've already done. Like there's just you have no enjoyment out of being celebrated. And it doesn't compute with me, so it annoys me.
I think it's a dude thing. I don't know.
I don't remember my dad ever being like, countdown to my birthday.
No.
Or like, what are you getting me for my birthday? Or like,
There's nothing in particular that I wanted. And on Friday night, we all took the kids to see the Broncos play. And I was like, just make that my birthday present. But see, girls are the other extreme because you and your friends.
I don't think it's extreme. I think you're born that way. And as you're a child and you're like, you want to be celebrated on one day a year.
Oh, I loved my birthday when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You lost that. I didn't.
No, because you have birth month. Yeah.
That's probably my parents' fault then.
And all of your friends, you all do the same thing.
That's not true.
You all have a girls' lunch for your birthday. None of the men are invited. You're all like, girls' lunch.
Do you want to come to the girls' lunch?
Not if it's just me. I'm just saying no one has a problem with. Just saying you all.
Well, that's just a babysitting issue, really.
Yeah.
Because if we all said we want, 10 couples to come for lunch, then everyone's got to find a babysitter and it just becomes complicated.
See, but men don't, or my friends at least, we don't do boys' lunches for our birthday.
No.
We just text each other at 6 o'clock in the morning and go, happy birthday, mate.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, I realised this year the only text messages between us are happy birthday.
Because last year, you went back and that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Which I was like, we probably should chat some more.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know why.
Maybe you should have a lunch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know why I don't care for my birthday.
Yeah, it's
as
so
much.
I don't know. I just find it I used to be like, it's okay, he's just kidding. He actually wants us to make a big fuss. But you buck it more and more every year. Like asking to have leftovers for dinner and no cake is just like, it's another day.
Yeah. Well, I've got to take Xander to footy training tonight.
Yeah.
And we cooked up a heap of steak on Sunday when my sisters were here and it's all left over. I paid a fortune for that meat and I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm like, just put in some gravy and away we go.
It's just a man thing. It's just, I'm never going to understand. That's all I'm going to say. And I have bought you presents, but we've got to give them to you this afternoon.
Yeah, but I also specifically said, don't buy me a present.
I know you did. And I find buying presents really stressful because I'm not very good at it. So my favorite type of people who are like, can you get me this for my birthday? And then they text you what they want. And I'm like, yes, I can. That's easy. That's simple. That stops me having to make a decision. Whereas for you, I had to pick a couple of things. And I don't think you'll even really like them that much. And we'll just have to see.
She's saying that. I don't know why. I don't also know what age I stopped caring about my birthday.
Did you have a very disappointing birthday one year?
No.
Let's unpack it.
No, I didn't.
Really?
No, not at all. I used to have great birthdays, great parties, like growing up.
What was your worst birthday? Oh, no, actually, let's not go there.
I can't think of one. I can remember some of my favorite birthdays, which were, and 90s kids know this, the McDonald's birthday party.
Macca's, yeah.
Where you would get the ice cream cake from Macca's. There would be a party host, which I don't know why they ever stopped them. And they would give you the tour of behind. You get to go, they take the whole.
What?
Do you not remember that?
I don't think I ever had one, in all honesty, because, I don't know if I was just like that little bit too old for it.
No, you're only years older than me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they give you a tour. You go through the kitchen. They'd show you how they cook everything. It might be workplace health and safety.
It would 100% be that.
They'd take you into the freezer so you could go in the freezer and see how cold it was. And they'd show you all the stuff, how they made the burgers and everything at the back. I remember as a kid, it was one of the coolest things in the world.
And then you went on and worked for them. So maybe this is how they should be recruiting.
Maybe that's how they used to do it. But I remember you get heaps of great presents. I think it was after my I suppose I had a 30th birthday.
Yeah.
Which was great.
You did.
I think I'm more just the big birthdays, like 18, 21, 30.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do something for my 40th.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you promised me a trip.
Not
that it's about me.
I promised you a trip for my 40th.
Yeah. Pretty sure you did.
I took you to Bali for 2 weeks for your 40th.
Okay, so I'll take you somewhere for your 40th.
You had a trip.
Yeah, so I'll take you.
And you had a 40th birthday party.
Okay, so you'll have both then.
No, I don't know if I want a 40th birthday party.
Well, you just said you'll do something for your 40th.
Yeah, but maybe a holiday.
Yeah.
Just you and me.
That's what I'm saying. You promised me a trip. Anyway, it's all about you today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
do you find my birthday stressful? You feel under pressure coming up to my birthday?
Nah.
Not at all?
Nah, because you're specific about what you
Everything
want for
I
your
want.
birthday.
Yeah. See, so you understand why I feel a bit like stressed out leading up to your birthday. Because I'm like, it's going to suck and I'm trying really hard to make it not suck. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, all men really want is for their birthday to suck. That's what we're after. Mm-hmm. Married listeners know. Men are simple. I found your 40th stressful.
Yeah.
Because we had a huge party with about 200 people in our backyard.
It's not that many people.
I found that quite stressful.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Because I had to organise most of it.
Yeah.
And just the amount of, I don't know, I think big parties are never as enjoyable as you think they're going to be. It's great to have everyone around.
I would agree with
but
that.
you just spend the whole time, they're kind of like weddings, you know, like you just, hey, hi, hey, what's up? Hey,
yeah,
hi,
you never
hey.
feel like you've had that quality time with people.
Yeah.
You're right. I should spread it out more and do like a few different events with smaller groups. You're right. I mean, you're always right, baby.
That's what you do anyway. What you do. So, there's some audio that I think we need to relive this week. For those who don't know, I host a breakfast radio show in Brisbane. There will be a lot of people who do know that. And I've done it for quite a long time. One of the people I did that show with was Osher Günsberg, who is the host of The Bachelor. And I've also worked with Kate Langbroek before. Now, Kate Langbroek currently hosts a podcast for Mamma Mia called No Filter, where she gets guests on.
I love it. I listen to it religiously.
She's had some amazing people on that show as well.
I love the way she interviews.
Yeah. I found that when I worked with Kate, so I was what you call the anchor of her and Hughesy. So Hughesy and Kate was the radio show. My job was to be like the third wheel kind of person to get them in and out of the show, make sure it flowed and all that kind of stuff. And I learnt so much from working with those guys in the studio every day. And Kate is a brilliant conversationalist.
Yeah.
The things she gets out of people, even when I would be talking to her off air and stuff, we had some great conversations. She, strangely for her, is also part of the reason why I left the show, because she gave me this piece of advice once, which was, you've already got no. So I had an opportunity pop up and I just threw out this crazy idea of what I wanted to do, and it got me the job that I'm currently in now. So
she's a well of wisdom.
She is. Anyway, her podcast this week had Osher on it.
Yes. How long did you guys work together again? Was it about 12 months?
1 year, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't actually meet him. When we moved to Brisbane, I was just about to have a baby, and then I was
yeah, that's right, Eden.
Yeah, so I was pretty much looking after a newborn, and he was in Sydney at the time, dialing in. Yeah.
So our show is in Brisbane. It's a Brisbane breakfast show. Yeah. But he was living in Sydney. He still lives there because he hosted The Bachelor.
Yes.
And Masked Singer as well. So he had to be there to do the show, and then he would dial in from he had like a bedroom studio and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting time in our show because there was 4 of us on there. Stav, Abby and Matt with Osher. And radio personalities are very big. You know, our job in the morning is to make people laugh, have a good time, but also be quite opinionated.
Yep. Stav and Abby have been on the breakfast show here for a very long time.
Correct, yeah. Excuse me for coughing in your ear there. So a lot of people sent me this. They've listened to Kate's podcast and they've sent me the portion where Osher brings me up in the podcast. So we're going to play the audio here. It's right at the end of the podcast, no filter. And it talks about an incident that happened between me and Osher.
Yeah, I remember it.
That made pretty big news. So this is him bringing it up with Kate to begin with.
I should also thank you, because I remember I was on radio once with a bloke you worked with for a long time, Matty Acton, and it was breakfast radio is a tricky beast. And it was one morning I got caught up in a bunch of shit in my brain, and I kind of got caught up with something, and I heard you rightly critique some shit that I said on air, and I was really grateful you did that.
What was it? I can't remember.
I said something dumb. And
what's flavour of dumb?
It was something about I think he was referring to a doctor, and I don't know what was going on with me. And he goes, "So your doctor, did he do this?" And I went, "Come on, Matt. Doctors can be women too, dude." And it was like something like that. Like a bit of like that guy. All right. Like I had a felt hat on and like, you know. And I was on about, you know, the patriarchy, this and that and the other. And you talked about it on air. And I remember reading it and I went, that's fair. And it gave me an opportunity to have a look at where it was. And I was actually, you know what? That was probably, I've been a little caught up in a bit of this business.
I can't remember it, but
you spoke about it. And I kind of had a bit of a think about it and went, hey, you know what? That was a bit of a wanker thing to do.
Yeah, so I wasn't working with Kate at this point. It was obviously with him. And Kate was still doing her show with Hughesy.
Yes.
And they heard the audio, which I also have here, which I hadn't forgotten about it, but it wasn't in my memory the moment. So Osher and I have quite the heated exchange on air, which I'll play to you. Now, to give you the context here, we were talking about a story of a listener who was having trouble in her workplace with her work from home and dealing with her kids. So she had an employee that was annoyed, that felt like she got special treatment because she had children and she didn't, was allowed to leave early and work from home and stuff like that, which, you know, the age-old issue happens quite a lot in the workplace today.
Yeah.
We had someone on and we get people to call up and give their opinions on what they think. This girl is talking about her boss or whatever, and then you'll hear the moment here that I gender the boss. Osher gets upset.
Emailed you and said, look, you know, I'm one of my co-workers is working from home. And I think she's taking the piss a bit because I see her only log on for an hour or two, and she just called me to say, oh, by the way, I'm going away. I'm going to leave the house at 10 a.m. tomorrow on Friday so I can beat the weekend traffic. But now the project's way behind because she's not pulling her weight. And I mean, I think she's taking the piss. It doesn't matter if you've got kids or not. If you're working, if you're legitimately drawing pay from a company, you've got to pull your weight.
I reckon it's the manager's call. Yeah, co-working can't say it. It's got to be who's your boss. If he's sweet with it,
I'm going to go with government.
If she's sweet with it, Maddie.
I'm going to find out what the people think because that's what this
Can
part
I
of the
say
thing
anything
is
at the
about.
moment?
Yeah, you can, but you do have
I'm
an implicit bias to constantly put men in.
If it's he, she, maybe you're transgender, maybe you're a lesbian.
Don't
I
be
don't
like
care.
this.
If you're
Don't
a boss.
dismiss it. Don't dismiss
I'm
it.
not dismissing it. You're just being an asshole at the moment.
No, you're not. You're
I
being a
can't
puppet for
speak
the
a single
patriarchy.
word.
Let's go to Sam in Oxley. G'day, Sam.
Run away, you pussy.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Sam. Excuse me. Maddie, have you not noticed that every time you mention boss, you always say he?
I know, but he's just using a phrase like, can we not argue?
Oh my God, that's so awkward to listen to.
Oh, it's the worst.
Makes me want to die.
Hear how I get so high when I get angry. Let's excuse me. So also throughout that morning, he had a bit of a bee in his bonnet that day. And I think that was like the third or fourth time he'd had a quip at me about something like that.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was trying to make me out to be sexist.
Yeah.
And that's why I got so upset.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think it's hard because, I mean, Osher's talked heaps about his own mental health struggles and things like that. And he is a deep thinking guy. And obviously,
I've never met anyone who thinks deeper than him.
And cares deeply for, minorities and people in the community and stuff like that. But I think the hard thing to listen to is that as someone who knows you really, really well, like I know couldn't be further from the truth from who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that, I didn't hear it this break at the time, but obviously I heard stuff afterwards and you weren't upset. You were actually okay because you and Osher did you talked it out.
Yeah,
we were
absolutely
fine.
We had a great conversation off air after that and it was completely fine.
Yeah, but I think it's hard when someone only knows part of your partner and makes a judgment or assessment. When, like, I know for a fact, like, you're surrounded by the strongest women, and and happily so. You're the first. Okay.
I am a middle child to two sisters. My mother is a very strong woman.
Yeah, your father's no longer
No.
here. I've got mums and sisters and obviously me. But you have always championed me and pushed me forward and, pretty much, being the person to be like, well, what are your dreams and how are we going to make them happen and all that sort of stuff. So I think you're definitely not a sexist man.
And I don't believe he thought that either. No. I think just at that time in his life, it was something that he was just
attuned to, really noticing in other people and wanting to call that out and not be part of the problem that just brushes things under the carpet or whatever.
I mean, what I never told anyone at the time was I didn't really know what puppet of the patriarchy even meant. I just knew he was having a dig at me. So,
did you know what pussy meant?
Yes, of course. And to that, a lot of people got upset that I used that term with him, right? Because even where I was coming from, I was not calling him the derogatory term for female genitalia or anything. For me growing up, that was just something where I came from, where a lot of people would say, "Don't be a pussy" or a pussy cat. You know what I mean? Like it was a name for a coward.
You were trying to make him fight you.
Well, no, I just felt like he had a dig at me and then he tried to move on. He was going to move on to the next caller, and I was like, no, hang on. If you wanna have an argument, I'll have an argument with you because, as you know, I take conflict head on.
Yes, you do.
I don't ignore it.
No.
I would rather, if you're upset, let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm also one to say, if I'm upsetting you, you tell me.
Yeah.
And I can tell
change.
you, I don't mean that.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. We can hopefully move on. Now, from there, that audio goes out.
Yeah.
Gets played. News.com runs it. Daily Mail runs it.
Yeah.
Not because of me. No one knows who I am. It's because it's Osher.
Osher's on The Bachelor at that
course.
point in time, yeah.
So this is the next part of the interview where, so Kate gets on the air to defend me.
Yes.
Now, this is back to the podcast where she's with Osher. A producer's just handed her the news.com article and she is now reading out what she said on the radio, which she'd completely forgotten about.
Yeah.
So this is what Kate said to defend me after that happened.
Being a puppet for the
That's
patriarchy
it.
is not something
That's
he
what
can
I
call
said.
anybody else out on, because he works on a show called The Bachelor that pimps out a dozen young women to one man who's often a stripper, not always. Oh, my goodness.
So we were both a bit in it, I think.
Osher. Weren't we? I was also wearing a felt hat. Mind you, I was filling 3 hours a day.
So was I.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and so are you.
Man. Come on.
We could
We're
have
both doing it.
just done it. On top of likening the reality show to one that pimps out young women, Langbrook slammed Günsberg for calling his co-host a puppet. You cannot, Osher Günsberg, accuse anybody else of being a puppet, a tool, or any part of the patriarchy as long as you are this person. The show then proceeded to play a snippet of Osher's audio from The Bachelor.
Oh, man. And so
Wow.
I'm grateful you did that.
Oh, things got heated between you and Acton on Thursday when Acton referred to a listener's boss as male.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I don't remember any of this.
Well,
but I love
I'm
it.
grateful that you, and isn't that wonderful how memory works, for one? But I'm just grateful that you did that.
So he's had time to reflect on it.
Yes.
I have too. I would say I wish I didn't get as upset as I did and have the dig on air.
Yeah.
But that was just me.
Yeah.
You know? And I forget when we're on these microphones, I do completely forget that someone's going to eventually hear it. But yeah, so it was an interesting fight.
I think it's a good point when you're doing a 3-hour show every day.
Yeah.
Which is what you do 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You're probably not always going to remember what you say.
No.
And a lot of the time, you know, maybe you are just in a rush to get to the next segment
Of
or
course,
whatever. And
always. You're just filling 3 hours a day. You're trying to just get it done.
Yeah. So
anyway, maybe we should have Osher on as a guest.
yeah, look,
That'd be great,
I
wouldn't
think
it?
he's an extremely interesting human
He is.
being as well as Kate. So go have a listen to that because, I
No
think
filter.
It was a great chat.
It's a Mamma Mia podcast.
So I think the first thing you and I ever do when we have an event on, like if something gets put in the calendar, is we will say who we're going to get to babysit.
Yes.
Right?
I think that's I reckon every parent, like married couple, would have to have that conversation. Are we doing this? I don't know. What are we doing with the kids?
Yeah, what are we doing with the kids? And so we have a bit of a Refidex of, you know, who we can call for, you know, if it's an afternoon or if it's an overnighter or if it's a whatever.
Yeah. Who had them last time?
Yeah, who had them last time?
They've had them 2 in a row and we haven't babysat for them yet.
Exactly.
So can't ask them.
Exactly. Because we don't have a never-ending list. It's a short list.
My favourite one is where you go, should we have our nephew over this weekend?
Yeah.
Because in 3 weekends we need...
Yeah, well, you get out of rhythm of having other people's kids and you're like, oh, you know, we need that. So it's give and take. But I think what we always try and do, especially if it's with someone like my parents, is maximize that time. Like if we're going out for an evening event, we're dropping off early, we're picking up after we have brunch the next day, you know?
God, yeah.
Like as long as we can. As long as we can get out of the situation, we're doing it, right? Our grandchild is not going to have that same situation, is she?
Something needs to be done about
this. I know. I know we talked last week about the fact that we weren't going to tell them when they're making bad decisions, but this is a bad decision. We want that baby.
Now listen, we know occasionally that our son Ethan and his wife Matty, they listen to this podcast because they've told us. So we hope that you're listening right now, driving along in your car with our granddaughter in the back. You listen up right now, buddy and budette. We have a clear message for you.
We want that baby.
Let that baby sleep over.
So she is 9 months.
9 months, yep.
Yeah, 9 months. And they are so obsessed and in love with her, right?
Of
they
course.
don't like to be away from her for even 5 minutes.
No.
at one point she was going to have a sleepover, and then they forgot their house keys. So they ended up sleeping over at our house as well, remember?
That's right,
That was the one time we were going to have her overnight. So
they came back here after
they came
the
back
party.
here after the party and slept at our house. So
But
then
we set the porta cot up in our bedroom.
Yeah, we did.
So
We
she
totally-
stayed in our room.
But I think as they get older, you get a little bit more attached to them, and they're a little bit more clingy with you.
Yeah.
And they just, I mean, Maddie's going to be going back to work soon, so they don't want her out of their sight and out of their, environment for 5 minutes. They actually went to the movies together on Saturday.
Yeah.
And when they came to pick her up, I was like, what are you doing here? It felt like they had gone 5 minutes earlier. I had just played with her on the rug and given her some food, and we'd giggled and we'd had a good time.
That's literally what happened. They walked in the door and you went, what are you two doing back here?
Because, it's not, they don't have the same thoughts about the babysitting thing as what we do. Like we're like maximum time needed, whereas they're like minimum time we can be away from her is what we're going to do.
Look, and that's because they're great parents.
They are great parents. They're fantastic.
And that, obviously we're taking the piss on them and we want them to give us their baby.
Because she's so sweet and cute and just such a good little baby.
But I think it's different though, because we have both been parents since we were 18.
Yeah.
You had Ethan when you were 18.
Yes.
I met you when I was 18.
Yes.
So we've parented for longer.
Yes.
And I wonder if it will change when they have another baby,
You mean like they might be more willing to give them over?
Well, I think it'll be different because they'll have a baby
Yeah, that's
and a
true.
toddler.
That's true.
And then if they go for number 3,
Yeah.
which we would absolutely support, it changes a bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's very sweet how they don't want to be away from her, but I think it's just hard for us to understand because we've always been like, hey, babysit, sleepover,
100%.
cool, great.
Yeah.
And Ethan was such a great kid for that. Like he loved going to people's places.
He did, and he was very adaptable in that way. He was happy to go to Nanny's or Auntie Hannah's or wherever he was going, trotting off to with his Thomas the Tank Engine backpack.
Yeah.
He was happy as.
And his little portable DVD player.
Yeah.
And he was, like now, he was the only grandchild.
Yes,
so
he was.
Obviously, Lyria's our only grandchild.
Yeah.
But it's just funny for us because we can't understand it.
No.
Because if someone says to us now,
Because they've cancelled 2 sleepovers.
Yeah.
Where they've been like, oh, actually, no, whatever plans we had, they've fallen through, so we're just going to keep her home. And we're like, just give it to us and go do something else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we would lie to our parents and
100%.
say it was still on.
Yeah. I'd be like, they've committed to a sleepover. They're having a sleepover.
Is it like the generation of parents coming through though? Like, are they just being better parents than us?
Maybe. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, people go on about boomer parents,
Not wanting to have, like a lot of our generation complains about their parents.
Yeah, not
saying that they
wanting
don't
to
want
look
them.
after children. Yeah. So I think, but that's not the case.
I don't think so.
No.
Not
For
in
some,
our not in
not
our
in our
family, of course.
situation.
We're very lucky. We've
Yeah.
got lots of people who will babysit. But you do see on TikTok and stuff complaining about their parents.
Yeah.
Because they've got their own lives.
Yeah. Because boomers have their own lives, whereas the generation before didn't, ever have a life. So they were literally there to look after the children of the boomer generation.
So to our children, listen carefully because we might eventually get our own lives.
We might.
And then you'll want sleepovers and we'll be
Yeah.
like, we're on
We'll
a
be like,
cruise.
Yeah. Oh,
No, not a cruise.
No.
Maybe a cruise. But anyway,
maybe a cruise.
maybe. Let us have the baby.
Yeah.
Let your baby sleep over, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
Can we please have your baby? All right. We're going to wrap up very shortly. But before we do, I need to know if you've forgiven me.
I have. Do you know how I forgave you? Because you got me that chicken soup.
Okay. So on Sunday,
Yeah.
you're annoyed at me
Yeah.
Because
you were annoyed at me and got up before me Sunday morning and went out and got yourself a coffee and didn't get me one. Which, honestly, because you and I are actually pretty good at this stuff, like at
being petty.
No, being kind to each other, even if we're cranky, right? That I know I'm in big trouble when you do little things, like don't make me a coffee or don't offer to make me a coffee or don't bring me a coffee.
No, this was a complete miscommunication. So we went to a friend's house for drinks on Saturday.
Yes.
And it was meant to just be a couple of drinks and go home early.
Yes.
Anyway, you ended up staying later because of a whole heap of set of circumstances, which are boring and not necessary. I wanted to leave early, and then
because you wanted to go to bed because you had football at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, just go to bed.
But I wanted you to come with me.
Yes.
And you were like, no, I want to stay. And then I got all pissy and I was like, fine, I'm leaving. I'm not taking you with me. And you were like, fine, I'm staying. So it was just one of those classic things where, it's always, generally we're on the same page.
Yes.
But we were off kilter.
We were off kilter because things had changed, so then I changed and I was staying.
Correct, yeah.
Because plans had changed.
Picking up some other kids getting dropped off.
Oh. Yeah.
So you stayed at our friend's house, continued drinking. I went home, went to bed.
Yeah.
It wasn't a huge fight. It was just like a fine, I'm going, right?
Yeah.
Just a tiff sort of thing. The next morning, and I knew you'd gotten home late, so I got up early, went and got a coffee because I was then going to come back, get Xander, and I was going to go off. I had to pick up 2 other kids, take them to football first thing in the morning. I thought you would still be asleep when I got back.
But I wasn't.
You were awake. So I thought there's no point getting you a coffee because you'll still be asleep. But you think I was being a petty little mole.
Well, because you knew I had to also be up pretty early. Like you were leaving for football probably 45 minutes before I was leaving for football.
No, not at all. I had left at 7:30. You didn't need to be at football till 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, I was still planning on leaving at 8:30, so I still needed to be up and getting ready because I take longer than you to get ready.
So I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you've changed your coffee order recently and you drink more black coffee and you don't always want a takeaway coffee. So I was like, well, it just doesn't seem like, I don't think she'll want one this morning.
So you're saying to me you 100% were not being petty at all.
No.
You just went and got yourself a coffee on a Sunday morning and didn't get me one because you thought I would be asleep and you didn't know what to order me.
I'm not choking. I'm not choking to cover anything up. I said I'm sorry if that's how it came across or whether I somehow inadvertently did it, but it was not my intention. I didn't make
so subconsciously you might have been being passive aggressive is what you're saying.
I didn't consciously wake up and went, I'm not getting her a coffee to prove a point.
Well, I'm telling you now that if I ever don't buy you a coffee, I'm definitely doing it because I'm annoyed at you.
Okay.
Because that is one way that I would be petty on purpose.
Oh, I know you can be petty.
Excuse me, but the truth is I would always make you a coffee or get you a coffee because it's always
not when you're annoyed at me.
Olive branch, I would.
Nah, not when you still wake up angry.
I don't often wake up angry.
You know how I can tell when you're still annoyed at me after we've had some sort of a tiff? You get a bit stompy. You stomp. You're usually quite light on your feet, but when you're angry,
that's not true. You say I shuffle.
No, that's in the night. When you go to the toilet in the night, you get up and you.
Because I don't want to run into any furniture.
Yeah, I can tell. Because we've got like a vinyl plank of our downstairs. It's a little rougher. You go.
Because we've got a TV there, and I was just like, I don't want to run into the walls or. But I don't want to turn the lights on either.
When you're annoyed at me, you're like.
I stomp.
You're just walking with conviction. Like, it's like, I hate him. He's annoying. I hate him. He's annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I hear it even more so upstairs. I can tell when you're cleaning or you're like tidying.
I am a slammer and stuff. Like I'll slam things and because I'll be like.
Yeah. And we've got floorboards upstairs.
Yeah, you're probably right. I probably do stomp.
Boom, boom, boom. Whack goes that. Whack goes the fridge. Slam goes the plate in the dishwasher. And I think, you want some help, babe? And you go, are you cleaning up or are you bathing the kids? And I say, I'm definitely not scrolling Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
What else do I do when I'm annoyed?
You usually just point out annoying things that I've done or things that I've done wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah. Like you'll just be like, oh, by the way, you didn't take the key out of the front door, or you didn't close the fridge properly, or you were stomping around a lot upstairs.
Marriage is so petty, isn't it? I love you, but
I love you too.
I love you.
And my coffee order is a long black with a dash of skim milk.
Yeah, but that's only changed in the last 3 weeks, by the way.
It has. Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
I promise. I'll get you a cup of coffee next time, Stompy.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for joining us for another week, guys. Remember to follow our socials on Insta, TikTok, or Underage Grandparents Podcast is our group on Facebook as well. We'll see you next Thursday for another episode.
Bye.